Murray, live from the Block Media. It's another edition of the Pavement, so it's only right that I have the back-to-back Battler of the Year, 2018, 2019. Battler, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What up, man? It's Low Life, Lobby-Wan Kenobi, man. Dungeon shit, block shit all day. What's up, man?
Man, what's going on? So we already talked about it. We're gonna get to a back-to-back Battler of the Year, but this is what I want to talk to you about. You started in boot camp.
Right.
Everybody, you know, iron sharpens iron from that space. You know, I got a chance to check it out. I think your first battle versus Teddy Mayfield, if that wasn't your first battle, you go ahead and let me know. So starting from boot camp to being arguably the face alive from the block, just talk about that journey.
So, man, it all started, you know what I mean? I got, you know, the same, you know, used to battle at the lunch table and, you know, just like every other rapper. So yeah, my first battle on cam was Teddy Mayfield. That was on Live from the Block, and it happened sometime around March, I believe, of 2015, I think. And yeah, man, I had been approached a couple times to join, you know, and get involved with battle rap, but I just, you know, had other stuff going on, you know what I mean, and it just never made sense at the time. Then I started really getting into battle rap, man. Started following people like Daylight, Disaster, Chilla Jones, Matt Hoffa, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the heavy hitters that are there today, you know what I mean? And it just kind of inspired me to really get involved in something like that. And Osama had put up a post about it, and I inquired him, you know what I'm saying, about it, and shit, he said, you know what I mean, he set it up. The rest is history. Shout out to Rob C too, because he kind of made that link. You know, I want to give a shout out to Rob C for sure.
So you're one of the guys that came up with boot camp, and I always heard how rigorous it is, how Osama had y'all iron sharpening iron through all of that. Just talking about coming up through boot camp.
Yeah, the first text I ever got from Osama, man, after the battle was booked, he was it was basically a guideline or an outline of things that or a checklist, like, of things that needed to be done, you know what I mean, in order to, you know, make sure there's 10 people there, make sure, you know what I mean, you know, it was almost like a scavenger hunt of like, all right, bet I gotta
y'all were getting hazed.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly, yeah, like, damn, okay, I gotta go and find these things before I, you know what I mean, I'm allowed in the club or whatever. So, you know, that was nothing. I, you know, called the homies up, got a battle rap, you know, we gonna do what it do, and we showed up and showed out, man, and that's, you know, that's what it was.
So how would you say Live from the Block has grown from you being in boot camp to arguably being the face of the block right now? How have you seen the block grown, even whether it be on stage, off stage, the battlers coming? How much have you seen the block grow?
You know, the block has grown tremendously. And I think the proof is in, I mean, like the last few events like the Shocktobers and just the caliber of battle rap that Osama and the block as a collective has been able to bring to the city and to the battle rap culture. You know what I'm saying? Crazy classic matchups like Prep versus, you know, Stewie Newton and Danny Myers even coming out and doing his thing. Lotta Zay versus Sean Gata. You know, putting together these high caliber matches in the city with well-respected MCs already kind of engraved in the culture is a great thing to see, because when we started, it was all very organic. It was all us building off each other, you know what I mean? And that's why, and shout out to the 2015 boot camp class too. You know what I mean? That class is still talked about in the forums to you know, to this day, because
who is the 2015
man
class?
The list, I could go on. Nike, Max, Eliza, Chronic, Vega, Flames, AJ the Escalade, Diego Cruz. I mean, I'm talking about the new foundation for what the block is right now. You know what I mean? So to be a part of that class is a big thing, because we really shifted the direction of the block. The things that you see on the block now, of course, are you know what I'm saying, Osama's hard work, but we molded that foundation, because when we came in, it was a different class of spitters rapping at a way different caliber. It allowed so many things, like out of town battles, like, okay, I can take these group of MCs and put them here. Whereas before, I think it was a lot of local talent just trying to find their way into something, where when 2015 hit, you know what I mean, a lot of people came and they were rapping that shit, you know what I mean, that people wanted to hear.
So the 2015 class, just staring off a little bit, of course, revisionist history, it's like, man, that was a bad class. But when you saw all these people coming together, did you all probably feel that this could be the future foundation at that time?
Absolutely. I mean, you're sitting there rapping, and again, like, it's no, and at the time, you know, we were looking, it was almost a small revolution, because we were looking at the vets, so to speak, like Red, Molly G's, Pac Manson, and like, you know what I mean, King Corleone, like, these right here were the vets to us. So it was like, damn, not only am I going through crazy battles in boot camp because of the people I'm already matched up with, like, these newcomers are crazy, but then as soon as I make it out of boot camp, I got people like Molly G's and you know what I'm saying, people like Red to look forward to battling right after. So that class was, man, like, battling in that class, you had to be ready, man. A lot of people, just as many people made it out of that class, man. I seen a lot of people die in that class, man. I seen a lot of, the reason why we're where we're at, a lot of dead bodies had to happen to get where we're at, you know what I mean?
Hey, they have to be casualties. Dude. So let's fast forward to 2018. Okay, Trebo announces his retirement. He battles Ryu at Shocktober. It seems that Live from the Block 2019 is open. A lot of people felt that you were next up. So my question to you in regards to that 2019, do you feel that when Trebo stepped away, do you feel being the face of the block, being the king of the block at the top of the block, did you feel that you had to battle for that, or was it your spot for the taking? How do you feel that?
A lot of things happened at that time, not even just Trebo leaving, which was such a big move on our scene, you know what I mean? But you got to remember, King Corleone also got very, very badly beat in front of a lot of people with Danny Myers, and you know what I mean, like, that's just me saying that Danny, I think, came in. I mean, it's Danny Myers, bro. Like, that could have been anybody up there getting their fucking boot smoked. And King fought, man. Like, King did his thing for sure. You know what I'm saying? King is a fucking lyricist. And King knows how I feel about him, because we've had personal conversations as far as how I feel about his caliber of writing, and his lyricism and his multi-syllables are unmatched. But I think just with that happening, because again, for a long time, I believe that a lot of people felt King Corleone was the face of the block.
Okay.
When I came in, I looked at King Corleone like he was the face of the block, for sure, because I felt he was the best person rapping. There wasn't many, in my opinion. I came in very cocky and very, like, thinking I was the shit, you know what I mean? And so, in my opinion, there was only about 3 people I thought that were, like, good, you know what I mean? And everybody else, I was like, man, they're food, you know what I mean? And King Corleone was who I thought the face on the block was, until Trebo came and made his fucking mark on the battle scene, you know what I'm saying, on the block. You know, with King losing the battle to Danny Myers and kind of having a huge falling out with Osama, which I think did worse for his battle rap career than the loss. You can recover from a loss, but when certain words are exchanged with people that you do business with, it's very hard to continue that kind of business at that kind of level, because Danny Myers, let's not forget, was King Corleone's biggest play. So it makes it hard to continue doing business. So you lose King Corleone in a sense. Trebo retires. You lose Trebo in a sense. I've been so active, you know what I mean, in the time coming up. It was almost like the seat was ready for me to, like, everything just happened the way it happened.
Heir to the throne.
Right, and the people rocked with it. The people went with it. I've never been huge on titles, you know what I mean, because I don't know. But I respect them, you know what I mean. They come with weight. I respect the weight that they come with, and to be labeled as the face of the block is a huge thing for me, you know what I mean, for sure.
So, of course, you're not huge on titles, but hey, you can't stop the awards that people give you.
Right.
Live from the block, back-to-back 2018, 2019 Battler of the Year. What does that award mean to you?
Yo, man, it meant so much, and it didn't even hit me till I got home, you know what I mean, because I'm getting home and I put the trophy up, you know what I mean, and then I walk in my room and I see the other one and I'm like, oh shit, this is 2 years in a row, you know what I mean, and I was like, god damn, okay, and I feel like the first one definitely spoke for itself just because of the, you know what I mean, like just to kind of backtrack a small bit, to speak on the boot camp situation. You know, in boot camp, I came in and I wasn't taking this shit seriously. I had my foot in a whole lot of shit in the street and was kind of half-ass in with it. You know what I mean? I went away for a short time, and when I came back, that was really for me the start of my battle rap career. And since that time on forward, I mean, I've been putting in non-stop work. And so it felt just like that year, those 2 years both spoke for themselves, just from the traveling, the different leagues I was associating myself with, the PG in itself, you know what I mean? Those definitely spoke for themselves, man. And don't get me wrong, man, like I'm up against a lot of people who I feel could have also deserved it. Eliza Versa, I think, needs it eventually, you know what I mean? Eliza Versa is, man, that girl is something else, man, you know what I mean, for sure.
So, what would you say the biggest difference is between 2018 low and 2019 low?
You know, 2019 was a short year for me, I'm not gonna lie. 2018 low, I took a lot more battles. That was the year that I really took off, in the sense that I was doing the out-of-town shit. 2019, I only had 4 battles, or 3 battles actually, not because I was counting the racks, but that was 2020. So I only had 3 battles in 2019. I had, or 4, I'm sorry, 4. I did have 4 battles. So, but I had Young God ATM, I had Young Bo, I had the PG, and then I had Fat Boy J. Now when you look at these battles and see, okay, he got Battler of the Year again, and you know what I mean, it could look like, you know what I mean, those names aren't huge. The Young Bo was the first battle of 2019, but to go over to Shreveport and do something that they definitely didn't think I was gonna do, that was honestly, preparing for battles, that was one of the hardest battles I've ever had to prepare for. That experience was like no other, because if you know the Death Wish crowd, the Death Wish stage, the Death Wish vibe, you gotta come way different. It's so much more performance driven, it's so much more grimy, you know what I mean? Like, they're not forgiving, but at the same time, if you in there spitting heat, they'll rock with you. After that, it was Young God ATM, a 1-rounder. Young Bo was a 1-rounder. ATM was a 1-rounder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a good bout. You know what I mean? It was a good, decent bout. Went to Seattle, did the PG, won that. 2-1, you know, arguably 3-0. Other dude wasn't, he wasn't really, you know, yeah. So, but just the battles, you know, getting into Fat Boy J, like, these look like such small caliber battles, but it's just the fact that the consistency throughout, and my peers around me just not really being able, you know, not doing anything much more than, I think, put me in that place for that second year, you know what I mean, for sure.
But I think definitely when you do reach a certain height, you can't oversaturate yourself.
Right, for sure.
So you can't beat yourself up about not taking less battles when, of course, you don't want to be battling on Fred's Barbecue League or something
right,
like that.
Right, for sure.
So you definitely deserved it that year. But going on to that, you know, Death Wish, the culture, you know, you did pick up the URL PG, which I'll get to that. So just talk about the Low World Tour. And you're someone I definitely give a lot of credit to, a lot of other guys in the area. You're someone who travels but also still battles at home.
Yeah.
So just talk about going, when you hit the road, going out to those places and just being prepared, and you know what you wanted to establish when you had the Low World Tour.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking love traveling. I love battling in other markets, because that right there is a true testament to what you're doing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know, home is home. I love battling at home too, but the home is gonna rock with you. When you go out of town, and to be able to win over a crowd that basically, you know, half of them don't know who you are, the other half probably have heard of you, but they're probably rooting for the hometown hero. And then you got that small group of people who are like, no, I know who Low is. This ain't gonna be a no fucking this might be bad. You know what I mean? So, but to go out there and to win over a crowd, you know, the world tour started with iBattle for sure, going to Austin for South by Southwest.
Right, my bad, forgot
yeah,
iBattle.
no, for sure. I mean, it was a decent little one rounder. It was kind of a replacement battle, but we made it rock. And just being able to go have that experience in Austin, you know, even something so close to home like that. Being able to go have a battle out of town with iBattle, meeting Lex, networking. The networking is just incredible. And then moving on to the culture and doing more Austin situations, and then you know what I mean, the Seattle thing was mind-blowing, you know what I mean. And then Death Wish, I've really liked working with Shreveport lately because I see so much upcoming talent, so much organic talent, and I see what the South can do, not just Texas, but what the South can do. I always say it, man, the South took over the rap game, we can take over the battle rap game too, you know what I mean, for sure.
So next up, you had an opportunity to get to URL, you get the proving ground, and I like to tell people, you can make it to the PGs out the DFW.
For sure.
It's possible, it can be done. So just talk about how that opportunity came about and the whole URL experience when you went to Seattle.
For sure. So just to kind of piggyback off what you said, yes, the DFW scene, it is very possible. They are very in tune to the Texas battle rap scene for sure. Shout out to Street Hymn, shout out to Rax. These are just a couple other people who have made it to PG. Shout out to Trebo for making it GZ. You know what I mean? You can make it to the PGs, you know what I mean, for sure. What were you saying? My bad. Question. What was the question?
How'd you get the opportunity with the URL situation?
Right.
And then how was the experience when you went out to Seattle?
Okay, so the experience, my bad, just kind of zoned out.
Great.
So the experience was incredible, man. So we actually got it linked up through KG, and actually Young Grizz had hit me up. He had seen kind of some of the work I was doing, I believe, with like Scotty Maserati, the battle I had with him, and he saw the work that I did with Young Bo. And he was able to, I mean, from my understanding, I mean, he didn't tell me, but I mean, I believe he was putting his word in for me, you know what I mean, to be able to go out there on the West Coast. And, you know, and KG hit me up, linked me up. Osama hit me up about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they were all talking as far as, you know, getting it set up to go out there. So I'm sure between the power of KG, Osama, and Young Grizz, they were probably able to pull together a PG for me. And we went out to Seattle, man. I stayed out there for almost a whole week, and it was fucking lovely, man. I can't even lie, bro. It was incredible. The URL vibe itself was insane. We were actually the first battle of the night, so we popped it off. And just to be able to shake the room, again, a URL room in Seattle, people who don't know me, some people might know me, but they're like, he's a hometown dude. So I'm going against somebody from Seattle, okay, you know, on the URL PG stage, and they don't know, you know what I mean, a majority of them probably don't know who I am. So to be able to shake the room and have his homies be like, yo, you 30 dude, you know what I mean, that's my homie, and you might have 30'd him, bro. And I'm like, you know, it's a crazy experience, man. It really is. It's like nothing else, man.
Okay, so next question. Not only did you win Battler of the Year for the second year in a row, but your crew, your squad, the Dungeon, they win Group of the Year. Big shout to Chronic, big shout to Dwayne Vega. Just talk about your squad, the Dungeon, and how you feel they stack up to any of the other battle crews.
So for the longest time, man, the Dungeon was always just me and Chronic. It was always just supposed to be me and Chronic. That was just kind of my mindset with it, because it was like, yo, me and Chronic were gonna come in here and just smoke everything. And so when you know, whenever I came back from my little stay at the monastery, you know what I mean, I came back and I was like, yo, man, I want to get this Dungeon shit back rolling, you know what I mean? And at the time, I think, you know, just things were working out differently, and then the Dose situation happened, you know what I'm saying, where I was rocking with Dose. But with Trebo leaving and Chronic getting back on his shit, I was like, okay, let's get back, let's do what we intended to do. Let's get back to business, you know what I mean? Like, I've gone and experienced all these different things. I've gained all this XP. You've been doing your thing and gaining all this XP. Now let's collide and see what we can build off this shit. And that was when, you know, the dungeon resurge happened, and just the whole thing with Vega joining, man. Vega again came in that 2015 class. He's already regarded as a very well respected MC. His cadence is unmatched. His multi-syllables are so clean, so smooth. I mean, his swag is out of this world, man, and he brings us a certain level of rap to the battle rap scene that I love to see. So having Vega on the team was just there was no question. I mean, dude is fire. We had talked about it. He was interested in joining. I was interested in having him on the team, and it was really just a matter of him, you know, shit. It was a very smooth transition. You know what I mean? And I told him at the top of the year, I was like, yo, this year I want to build on us, the dungeon, like getting out there. I was able to give Vega his first out-of-town battle in Shreveport with Rose Gunna. Smoked him, and they want him again. Like, I'm already getting hit up from them saying they want him again. You know, Chronic and Vega have both already been booked for Battle Coliseum.
They both had great 2019.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So my goal in 2019, like 2018 was to get the momentum. 2019 was to use my momentum to build up my team around me so we could all just be Rampage, 3 crazy, huge, just problems running through cities, just just busting shit up, man. Like
definitely the best shirts.
Yeah,
definitely got the best.
Yeah, it was a bar behind it. Like it's definitely a metaphor behind it for sure.
Okay, so definitely with that going on from, you know, of course your crew. How do you feel, or what are your thoughts on joining battle crews, or is it, you know, the pros and cons of being part of battle crew, and then when you're by yourself and things of that nature? Because I know some people are against joining battle crews. Then of course it's like, hey, you battle us, then you get in the crew. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so battle crews. You know, there's nothing like being able to have other rappers around you that you can build together with. You know what I'm saying? And I think it all comes down to what works best for you. If you are one of those people who likes to sit at home by yourself in a locked room and write by yourself, then do that. If you're the type of person that likes people around you to write, then write like that. So with battle crews, man, I feel like it's just a collection of people with like-minded idea, like-minded visions, like-minded goals, being able to sit in a room and write and be able and say like, hey, hear me, and then when I spit it, and then, you know, Chronic will be like, nah, nah, and then I'll be like, all right, you know what I mean? Then so I can go back to it, because it's good having people around you that can keep it real with you and say like, yo, no, you might need to, you know, flip that, or, you know, nah, you know, it's good to have that constructive criticism, and not to get confused with like biting bars or stealing bars or anything like that. These are people coming together collaboratively, coming up with ideas. You know what I'm saying? When me and Trebo were in Dose, that's what we would do. You know, we would get together and we would write fucking hundreds of bars, and we would just say, was it? No, that's not. No, that's trash. No, you know. And we would build. It's a building experience where, you know, it's okay to have someone on your team to build. I like battle rap groups. I like being in a battle rap group. I don't like when people do like 5 battle rap groups or 10 battle rap groups. I mean, it's a common theme in hip hop. People do it in breakdancing crews and graffiti crews all the time. So it's not something that's unknown. But like when I was Dungeon and Dose, you know what I mean? Like that's my family. Like I'm Dungeon for sure. That's since the start. But Dose was what I was doing at the time. So it's both. You know what I'm saying?
But it's definitely not people writing together or giving each other bars, though.
Nah,
it's definitely not that.
I'm not saying. I can only speak for myself with that. I'm sure there's some battle rap crews that be, you know what I mean, giving away, you know, material and just letting it go. But for me, it's really more a building experience where we can get together, you know what I'm saying, put a few L's in the air, put some beats on, and sit there and write for the opponents that we got coming up, and say, hey, hear this 8 or hear this 4, and tell me what you think. And Trey or Chronic or Vega be like, nah, you might need to say it like this or flip it like this. But giving away a whole bar, nah, that you know what I mean, like, you know, it's nah.
So we already touched on it a little bit earlier, talking about out of the DFW, you really can make it to the mainstream of battle rap. So how do you feel right now the state of DFW battle rap is?
Yeah, so shout out to Rack, shout out to Street Hymns, again, shout out to all the DFW artists who have made it to the URL. You definitely can make it out. You know what I mean? The state of DFW battle rap right now. You know, the state of DFW battle rap right now is such a crazy thing. When you think of DFW battle rap, you think of two leagues, and that's just being honest. You think of Live from the Block, and you think of DFW Battle League. DFW Battle League, I believe, is in a weird situation as far as management and building and things like that. So I can't really speak too much on it because I'm not familiar, just from what I've seen and hearsay. You know what I mean? They're just in a weird building stage. As far as Live from the Block, we're in such a crazy stage right now as well, because again, our synergy is just continuing to build. You know what I mean? I would like to see a lot more of my peers doing a little bit more of kind of the things that I was doing in my 2018 type year, where they were networking with these other leagues, trying to get these out-of-town battles. You know, these are the things that are helping build your name. You know, if you stay at home, you know, people are gonna, you know, the same people are watching you all the time. But when you go out of town, now you got a new fan following you on Instagram or following you on Facebook, keeping up with your views, and that builds views even. So I got markets in different places now watching my battles just off of the work I've done in the city. You know what I mean? But DFW battle rap, I feel, is in a good position, but I think it's in a position for some kind of explosion. I mean, there's some. I feel a calm before the event. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's kind of in a stagnant place. With the small growth of Live from the Block and the events continuing to grow, but I feel like there just needs to be something. There's something that needs to happen within DFW Battle League just to surge it back up.
So let me throw something at you, because this been something on my mind. Because granted, we're not devoid of talent as far as battle rapping in the marketplace. But I notice sometimes some guys will travel more so outside than building a whole fan base at home first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you can just throw out how important it is to battle at home and make sure you do have that standing before you go out to all these other places.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. No, the home is the foundation. I mean, you can't go and travel without that home experience. I mean, you need to be able to build up a home crowd, build up fans, build up a following, get some merch going, get the name buzzing, get people talking about you, and letting your work speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? I had to build at the block. You know what I mean? I had to build at the block in order to go to Death Wish and say, hey, look, I have this footage. Hey, URL, I have this footage. This is what I can do to a person if you put me on stage with them. You know what I mean? So you have to build up a good home league experience, because if your own home don't rock with you, I mean, it's like, you know, it's gonna be hard to get fans and stuff out, you know, elsewhere. You know what I mean?
To me, I kind of look at it like where you want to go hoop other places, but you don't hoop at the crib.
Right.
You come at the crib, people looking at you funny. But that's just me. It's another conversation for
sure. No, for sure.
So moving on. I dropped the list, the DFW Top 25 for you know, going into 2020. What were your thoughts on that list?
I thought the list.
My bad. I had you top 5. I had I believe Rax #1, Trebo 2, Benji 3, Street Hymns 4, you 5. So your thoughts on the list?
I think you had Street Hymns 3, and then Benji 4, and then me 5.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I think I had, because some people were upset about where I had Street Hymns, who was arguably one of the DFW rap goats.
Yeah.
Benji was 3, Hymns was 5. I mean, Hymns was 4, and you were 5. But your thoughts on that?
I thought the list was great. I thought the list was amazing. Honestly, the fact that you even took the time to be able to go and put something like that together, you know, not just a top 10 but a top 25 list, you know, to be able to shine light on some upcoming MCs, you know, not just the top 10 but the top 20, you know, the people who are in the trenches working right now, you know what I mean, trying to get to that top spot. I agree with the top 5, honestly. That's just facts. And you can put those names kind of anywhere.
I agree.
You know, depending on who you are, but that top 5 was such a strong, solid top 5. If we were able to get together a DFW or a situation going where like it was just like us, like that would be a amazing starting 5.
Say it again, Lo. Say it one more time.
Yeah, if we could just get some kind of union in the Metroplex, which I believe one is coming. I feel it. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about when I say we need we need that push behind the DFW battle scene. I believe an event is coming where more rappers are going to be able to collaborate together, more people are going to be able to collaborate together, because like I said, that top 5, even top 10 as a starting lineup to go out here and battle anybody, I feel could smoke. Man,
you ain't gotta go to Houston. Shout out to the Houston homies, but you ain't gotta go to Houston for every battle.
Yeah,
but that's another conversation.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So next up, the op list. That's what I like to call it.
Oh man,
who needs to see Low in 2020 or 2021? Whether it be URL guys in the area, who needs to see Low be Juan Kenobi?
Right. So, just a quick little plug message. We got something coming up in May 2nd with Tyler Reed. Now, this is me speaking from right now. With this coronavirus shit is real.
It is. It is.
So we don't know if these events are going to be pushed back, but I definitely got Tyler Reed coming up in the near future, whether it does happen at the event or not. I do have Tyler Reed in the near future. I definitely got to see Red. We need to talk about some things, you know what I mean? This is old versus new, you know what I'm saying? And this is something that needs to be talked about. I feel a battle like at this caliber it is needed for the block. This right here is going to really bring some flavor and energy back to the block, because we need to talk. This is the 2015 class versus the vets. Like, this is that, you know, the spokesperson for each and colliding. Like, it's time we have this conversation.
Is it past due? Would you say it's past due at this point, or
I know. I feel like it's the right time. I feel like right around town is, or right about now is the right time, just because it gave me time to get my shit together and build my situation up. Red is kind of already solidified as far as the block goes, but there are some things that we do need to talk about for sure. A couple other ops on my list, man. Like I said, I love working with Shreveport. I want to go back out there ASAP. I want to work with Fool for sure. I need to see that happen. Cocaine possibly, you know what I mean? These are all potential. Palmer Boy, I definitely want to go out to Shreveport again, man. I love the vibe out there, but I don't know, man. You know, I just kind of take them as they show up. You know?
Have you seen guys kind of taking shots at you that been kind of scratching that low? Have you noticed something?
Yeah. You know, I noticed one actually recently. You know, we kind of talked about it a little bit, or mentioned it. You know what I mean?
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the homie. I don't want to say his name because, you know what I mean, a reaction might happen, and I might, you know, it'll give him another reason to post on Facebook about me. I don't want him tagging me and then blocking me and then unblocking me again. So, you know what I mean? Look, people are always taking shots. It comes with the name. It comes with the title. It's part of battle rap. I love it. Keep them coming. Until you stand in the ring with me, it's a different situation than that. And anybody, ask your homeboy. I'm looking at you. I'm telling you, ask your homie. He stood in front of me. Ask him. It's a different vibe when you're standing in front of me and rapping, bro. So, you know, take your shots. It's okay. They'll reach me if they do. If they don't, you know, whatever.
So next up, there's a certain segment I like to call the bar breakdown. It's gonna go into my next question. Battle rap's a fucked up game, y'all. People keeping talent boxed up in for personal gain. Now, I ain't saying he finna play you, but is he out here networking at these events, making sure these leagues gonna pay you? Got you taking all these battles for nothing. See, that's how I know he didn't raise you. Cause it ain't about how much you eat, fat boy. It's about how much you bring to the table. So my question to you, Lo, what would you say is the biggest mistake you see young battle rappers make?
Again, like you said it yourself, and it plays right into that line. Going out, getting oversaturated before building up a solid foundation fan base, and also kind of to play into the first line of that, you know, people keeping talent boxed in for personal gain. Now, I ain't saying he finna play you. There's so many people that will say, hey man, come join the team. Hey man, come on man, we finna do this. But when you really look at it from this angle, you can tell it's kind of a little bro move to keep that talent underneath. So it's very layered as to just the situation of new battle rappers. Be careful who you align yourself with. Recognize your talent. Understand what you do, and if somebody is attracted to it, it's because you're good at it. So wait before you hop into that you know, NWX, so to speak, or wait till you hop into that situation, because you can build something so much more organic for yourself before you hop on another person's wave and kind of and potentially be under their rule, where it's like you can't move the way you want to move, or you can't do what you want to do, and then you've made the mistake of branding yourself with someone who you don't really want to be aligned with in the long run. and focus on those foundation battles. It's not how much you eat, it's about how much you bring to the table. Focus on your craft, focus on making your pen the best, because that's what matters the most. It's not how many battles you take. You can smoke 100 no-namers and nobody even know who you are, but you have 10 amazing battles and you are possibly now the face of your situation.
Jules from Lobi Wan Kenobi. First off, thank you so much. Another edition of The Pavement, live from the block. Lo, take us out of here.
Hey man, it's low life, man. I want to thank you for having me, man. You see us right in the fucking heart of Arlington. This is my city. I don't care who says otherwise. Arlington, Texas, man. Watch out. Tyler Reed is coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Me and Tyler Reed, be on the lookout for that. We got a lot of crazy things. The dungeon, more shirts coming. You know what I'm saying? A lot is on the way. So coronavirus, as soon as this shit is out of this motherfucking, the system, you know what I mean? Then we're gonna be back to work for sure.